You know, you make up a lie, and then you try to tell another lie to cover up that lie. And then before you know it, you're in a tangle of lies. Then all of a sudden, you're at the point of where you don't remember all your lies, and then you're being confronted about it, and then you have no other choice but to tell the truth. Now, most people in this situation would tell the truth, but not everyone is like that. A certain YouTuber named Kiro the Wolf has not learned that lesson. And yes, I do understand that I'm beating a dead horse here. Or, I guess in this case, fucking a dead horse. Ain't that right, Kiro? This video is not about how Kiro got in this situation. I will leave that to other videos that did a better job than I ever could. This video is just about how Kiro has been lying, and now he's made a video recently that has told other lies, trying to cover for those lies, and how when you add it all together, it makes no fucking sense.
I did not handle everything well in the beginning of this.
Oh, what could you mean by that, Kiro? Could you be talking about the super Iranian hackers that totally hacked your account? Totally? That's right. He claimed Iranians hacked his Telegram account. I'll show you.
And he even went a step further by logging into the service to show that there was a different IP address, that it was coming from Iran when he's based in the United States. Now, I'm no tech expert. I can't tell you if this is a nefarious plan by a group of internet trolls to target Zero and a collective of furries. But some people did pick up on some key details when he posted his screen cap showing that he had been hacked from Iran. Dude says he was hacked, shows Telegram sessions from Iran as evidence, only to post another screenshot with the Android VPN icon key in his status bar. Hey, so in the top right of the screenshot you provided, you literally still have VPN on, the key icon. So if you want to keep the I was hacked narrative, that's not recommended.
People seem to be suspicious, Kiro. People are claiming you were using a VPN. Maybe this interview you did, maybe that'll clear things up. Let's watch.
Did you actually get hacked?
Yes. Though, I lied about one thing. I was kicked out of my account. At first, when it happened, all I saw was my name changed, and before I could take any screenshots of the active sessions, I was booted out of my account. I felt like I needed to prove myself to people, because I was getting questions about all this stuff at once. And I was thinking irrationally, and I was just freaking out in general. So I thought, well, what if I just found one on the internet and just posted along with it? I should have been upfront and honest with everyone, and that is my fault, and I'm sorry for lying about that part.
So were both images that you posted fake, or was one real? And
one was real. The one that had the active sessions was fake. That one was found on the internet.
Yeah, you remember that tweet right there, that one where he showed the logged in session from Iran? That's the active session Kiro's talking about. That's lie number one. When he told people that he was hacked by Iranians, he completely made it up. He took a picture off the internet and passed it off as something that was happening to him.
He's about to make claims that he has barely known Snake Thing, that they're not friends, that they've only had a few conversations, and it's all been about feral animations, which is technically true, but it's terrifying what he means by that. And I'm then going to show you clips soon after that about how he's bullshitting.
Well, it is true I have talked to Snake Thing before. I didn't know he was a monster he turned out to be. We were not friends, just some guy I'd been in some furry group, and we talked about feral cartoons. I didn't say a lot of those things, but I will say a long time ago I was part of this group. It was for people who had an interest in feral artwork, you know. And this place had safe for work and not safe for work. And I met this guy in there called Nalazar. And at the time, we just chatted back and forth because we had the same interest in artwork. And eventually, over time, I just stopped talking to him because it kind of freaked me out how many questions he was asking about the actual act of zoophilia and everything. And I told him that I would never hurt any animals, and I just don't feel comfortable with it. So I eventually just dropped it and stopped talking to him. And now that this popped up, I now realize his name is Snake Thing, and he went by the name of Nalazar.
I was also able to get a hold of Snake Thing, the other person in the logs, through a mutual friend, and what he said matches up with this. The content that was exchanged between me and Kiro mostly consisted of a few random tidbits of stuff we'd find together online. I cannot confirm, though I doubt he has done anything, whether or not he has actively participated in anything because I have personally never seen it. It may have been flaunted at times, but I do severely doubt he's done anything like that. We rolled with a fantasy at times.
Snake Thing decided to send some animation clips to him, and Caro responded as well, but neither of those are showing up. You can thank your gods, whoever they may be, for granting you that small mercy. Oh, my dick could fit in there. Same. They all need a dick. Ugh, yeah.
This is pretty straightforward with this evidence. It's Kiro talking about the Cothrix video about how apparently Cothrix backstabbed them, and then there's evidence on how that's also bullshit.
There was a thing going around about me about the Cothrix interview. I don't even want to call it an interview because that's not really what it was. But, we'll go with that for now. When the controversy first started, he messaged me on Twitter. He said he could help, so we took to Telegram to talk. Right away, he didn't listen to me because he thought he knew everything based on the accusing tweets and kept badgering me on changing my story. I threatened to leave the group chat with him and another person in it because they were not listening to my side of the story and jumping to conclusions. As soon as I said that, they proceeded to blackmail me and said they would make a worse video if I didn't stay.
In the logs, there are pictures of his dog that are not posted anywhere else online. It's possible that a person pretending to be him could have gotten pictures of a dog that looked like his, but because his dog was an Australian Shepherd, German Shepherd mix, and that particular breed has a myriad of different color patterns it can have, the chances of an imposter having a near-identical match to his dog are slim. Along with that, there is a ton of personal information in these logs that, while technically obtainable, would require the absolute most obsessive of stalkers to get. There's also the numerous people who got a hold of some of the forwarded messages from the logs and could run an ID check on them, and match it to Kiro's now deleted Telegram account. I didn't believe these at first because, to be honest, a lot of them are just badly done. You can't just show me a screenshot where you took two completely innocuous messages and matched the IDs and say, see, that proves it. You actually have to show him saying something incriminating that was in the logs. But the one that won me over was Nos Hyena's video about it. Nos Hyena has no reason to lie, and faking the video seems difficult and pointless. But the thing that really gave me that feeling in the pit of my stomach where I knew that these logs were real was actually one of the only things that wouldn't even be that hard to fake. And that is the way that Kiro greets people. I'd only ever spoken to him once before, very briefly, and the first thing he said to me is, "Arf Arf, had a quick question." So I looked through the logs, and sure enough, you can see that same greeting a few times. And I'm not saying that this is definitive proof of anything. Like I said, this is the easiest thing in the world to fake for anyone who has spoken to Kiro, but I guess it was the moment that everything just kind of clicked.
So I thought in the end, he would do the right thing. So I agreed to stay in the group. He gave me the revised script, but I didn't really look at it. I put my trust in him. I agreed to retweet the video when it came out, and I did. But then I saw the video. He claimed that I said the logs were 100% real. Nowhere in that conversation did I say that, because it's not true. He made this hit piece on me. I felt so betrayed by this. I unretweeted the video and left the group. I felt so used by Cothrix.
So 6 hours later, I make the video. Holy shit, it took me 6 hours to make that. Okay, so I made the video, 6 hours. And I listed it, unlisted for him to watch, right? And then he watched it. He's fine with it. I guess we'll see how it goes. He watched it. I guess we'll see how it goes. That's him agreeing with it. He's not saying anything's wrong with it at this point. Okay, and then he says, oh yeah, so he has one problem with it. I used a photo of his friend, but didn't blur the friend's face out. So I did that, blurred the face, put the video back up. He's fine with it.
Now listen, I know what you're thinking, but this seems all very contradictory, and it seems that Kiro might be hiding more than he's wanting us to know. And listen, I get your point. I get it. But listen, Kiro's innocent. You know how I know? Because the chat logs, one thing we know for sure is that the chat logs are fake. Oh, well, they're real. Oh, wait, no. They're 95% fake and 5% real.
The logs of me are not real. There was none of that nasty shit in there. Just a normal conversation between two people who like feral characters.
So I confronted Kiro about this and basically told him, look, I know that these logs are real, If you keep denying that, people are eventually going to find out the truth, and this entire thing is going to start all over. And then, Kiro agreed with me and told me that yes, the logs are his. He had those conversations, and he does have an interest in some aspects of zoophilia. He also claims that some of the forwarded messages are being taken out of context, but that's something that you guys are going to have to decide is valid on your own. But back to my main point. Yes, the logs are real. Now, before you pick up your torches and pitchforks, let's talk about what that actually means. Yes, Kiro does have an interest in animals sexually, and he and Snake shared with each other some pornographic pictures of them.
Literally everything in the chat logs that was posted, 95% of that I did not say.
So some of it was.
Some of it is true. I talked to Nalazar. I told him fantasies about art and different stuff like that. We just had that bro talk, per se, you know, like locker room chat.
Right.
This was locker room talk.
Oh my god. He really tried to fucking say that it's just locker room talk. No, motherfucker, this ain't just locker room talk. This is about two people talking about fucking animals, and then you're being fucking accused of harming these animals, including your own fucking dog, in which there are pictures of allegedly you doing it. And you have the fucking gall in this interview to be like, it's just locker room talk. Fuck you. And by the way, he's about to be smug and be like, well, they dropped the case. And while no, I can't speak on the Pennsylvania case specifically, I don't have all the details on it. I know specifically why the New York case had to drop their investigation. And I'm going to show it to you now.
A lot of people say that I got away with it because of legal loopholes, such as denying a search or statute of limitations.
Just to catch everyone up to speed, Kiro has been under investigation by New York police and Pennsylvania police. New York is where the abuse against Coda happened, and Pennsylvania is where Kiro was living while trading bestiality content with Snake Thing and likely other zoophiles. So that's why he's had two different police forces looking into him. Sadly, the New York police have closed their investigation into Kiro. Both Kiro and his parents refused to work with the police, which resulted in them not having enough evidence to file charges. The police attempted to do a consent search of Kiro's parents' property to look for any evidence of Coda's abuse. Namely, they were interested in the garage that Kiro videotaped himself abusing Coda in, and the campers that he talked about abusing Coda in. A consent search is basically what it sounds like. The police ask if they can search your property, and you can either allow them or refuse them. Kiro's parents refused to let the police do a search, and because of this, they couldn't get further evidence. It doesn't sound like they had enough to get a warrant to forcibly search Kiro's family home either. The statute of limitations may have been a factor in this. New York classifies bestiality as a misdemeanor, and their statutes give a 2-year time limit for misdemeanor crimes. Coda died in February 2017, and the police investigations into Kiro started in September 2018, so the only evidence that would be admissible in court would be evidence of Kiro abusing Coda between September 2016 and February 2017. That's a very small time window. Things like photos and videos he posted to Beast Forum would not be admissible in court due to being too old. Now, just to make this clear, the New York police did not declare Kiro to be innocent. They were forced to close the case due to lack of cooperation from him or his family when it came to collecting evidence. They were essentially stonewalled until they gave up.
So, what do we got here? We've got Kiro the Wolf, who got through 2 police investigations, claiming that he's innocent still, and like, you can't prove anything. Why am I being accused still? Why is this happening? Yet, we have tons and tons of facts that he has lied in the past, that he has changed his story to where it's real, fake, 95%, whatever, and then he has the fucking gall, the fucking audacity to sit there and be like, I'm innocent, see guys, why can't you accept me now? Listen, motherfucker, even if you have been investigated by the police and found innocent in that sense, people are still not gonna fucking believe you. You have lied in the past. What you have admitted to is fucked up. Talking about sending animation of bestiality. You know, whatever. It's bullshit. You're full of fucking shit, and you know it. You know that you got away with some shit. And you know, the one thing I don't know if the videos of him fucking like the dead deer carcass or whatever is real. What I do know is that the pictures of the dog that was being sexually harassed in that video, the one that was being jerked off, I know that dog similarly looked like yours, Kiro. And the background of the basement looked eerily like yours. Now, does that 100% prove that he did it? No. And that one video said the fucking statute of limitation has already went past that, so you'll never be arrested for it. But I think you fucking did it. So that's all I really have to say. And if you guys really want to, you can subscribe. It's whatever. I just really wanted to make a video on this piece of fucking shit.